You know, it's not very often that we come across experiments that have taken our DNA to create multiple clones, or using the goodwill of us as a child to really further the developments of science. But with trouble brewing in the school, brewing in the city, and obviously a bit far closer, you know, behind her when she's sleeping, there's a lot going on for Misaka, and really, I don't think it's going to be the end of it anytime soon. Let's see. Glub? I guess seeing a rapid development of, I'm guessing from embryo to full-grown person in 2 weeks would be something to marvel at. One of them seems excited to be doing science, the other, I'm not sure. We've seen variations of the sisters. Generally, they're all looking relatively the same. But that's quite longer hair. Do they come out like that normally and they just have to have a haircut? Because, you know, hairstyle isn't genetic. And getting more of a straight up in-depth, oh, here we have them growing in the lab, getting them out of the tubes. I don't know how I feel about the 3 weeks earlier little tag to it, considering that data point she found when she was infiltrating was like, oh, we've cancelled the project. Actually just being able to enjoy the day slightly. Is she still trying to distance herself from the stuff she found out, or is this still 3 weeks earlier? Something's wrong. And if she doesn't start freaking out, you're not the real one. This is unsettling. Even to her, who's... You have to run a few tests to make sure it's her. There's only so much. She's really toasted. I don't know how to feel about me having the same brainwave as Iriharu. I mean, there are several artificial islands around the world. Nothing to be that surprised about, especially in a place like this. And we go from the beginning of this episode where you've got science experiments and people born in tubes to this where they're discussing their plans to go shopping or to the beach. How quickly do you expect them to act? Never. There's never a bigger conspiracy. It's all in your head. The thing is, how many of these urban legends does she pick up on through various means, just finding on the internet, and have actually come to fruition or be true? You're not going to splurge or buy anything that's got a frog on it. You need a second? She eats a lot. I mean, it's best to be prepared. Why not buy an extra 2 or 3? Expensive. She talking... Can you bargain at, like, department stores? Is that how it works? You know, sometimes it's good to have just plain, easy dreams. Just have a lot of rice. She actually recoiled after it, though. Her behaviour is all over the place compared to usual. She's quite sheltered, maybe. I don't see the need of the frills there. Who's choosing all of these for her? She's over eager to try and prove that nothing's wrong. Doppelganger. Probably best not to talk about something like that. But also, if it is entirely possible, there'd be quite a few people that, even if it's meant to be regarded for only level 5s, that would want clones of themselves. Several high-ranking scientists who believe they're more intelligent than everyone else comes to mind. That's a question we pose ourselves. Would anyone be all too surprised? It's alive. Trying to take in the brand new world. Yeah, that would be quite the shock. Dry her off just after she's born. With the numbers that we've seen, there's quite a few that they're going to have to go through. It's like a electrical force feeding of a textbook. And don't question anything. You know, a great way of dealing with your life. And is there ethical questions about creating clones in this world? Has anyone even thought about it? If only we could all just easily enjoy the summer. So she's out and about visiting pretty much everyone right now. And are we being led to believe that no one else comes for breakfast? Trying to close up. Get out. I mean, other than searching for things with frogs on them, does she have any major hobbies? We haven't seen her trying to play violin or anything since that time on stage. Oh no. She's being mugged. So what's the next drastic issue that she's going to befall herself now? Considering she was caught in what, 2 or 3 lost bags or explosions and things like that. I guess it gives her something to do. I mean, after the few words that they had against her when she was trying to join. So what? Is she older or not? The fact that you said that, I'm now half expecting it to be true. Can start up his diabolical routine of being a supervillain. Have he just give himself an aneurysm by straining like that? I mean, It's an interesting thought process, talking to people via electricity or over long distances, connecting them all together. And if you could switch to like certain frequencies or block out all the excess noise. Straight out of Education, stripped of all personality. Is she embarrassed about just someone getting changed in front of her? So you have to keep them nice and subdued. Nuno, what's her face? Well, that's a name I'm not going to remember. Mainly because it was a partial name. She has to have it. How much do you want to sell that badge for? Well, cool. It was nice playing. Oh, they're all with her, but playing in the park with you, I need to go do something. Proceeds to spend all of her money. Yep, mechanical. Pirate zombie? Egg. She's going to empty. What's wrong with playing with them? Yep. It's far too dangerous. She's cleaned out the machine. Is she going to want that, though? It won't give the sense of achievement of winning it yourself. Sweet victory. More like, thank God it's over. Why indeed? Who's talking? But you can keep it and show it with pride out back in your room. All that. And all of her friends are now leaving. Wasn't the worst way to spend a day, just using all of your money. Oh no. What was that sense of dread that she just suffered? Did she feel something through the energy waves? Someone watching her? Or does she have some sort of paraconnection to her clones. And after all the conversations and everything you've seen so far, do I have to go through haircuts? The good thing is because of she has an expressed personality, she might not be confused for a clone, or like immediately at least. Well, the most of important of skills. Reacting rapidly to the switching of circumstances, stimuli, paying taxes. One way of putting it. Have we ever questioned what the clones think about having an original? Surprise. If you're the original and you see a clone, oh shit, if you're a clone and you see someone who's not connected to your network and you can't talk to them, what's the reaction there? And seeing the two scientist women, I feel like one of them is like being kept in the dark about what's going on, and either the other one is like willfully ignoring, or it also isn't just being told anything by her higher ups and isn't bothered about learning. Also, the fact that she is unfazed about the fact that they've managed to create this clone and embed some intelligence into it. Well, that and the designation number. She's probably gone through quite a few so far. And do we know if the love of frogs transcends into the other clones? Well, what do you think of that scene? One or two I could somewhat understand, but Pyle? How do you even let it get to that state? And of course, having this generic, happy, do-nothing day where nothing really matters. Your time is completely free and your own. And so is the opportunity to waste all of your money trying to win a chance at getting a badge. And then compare it to what we just saw. The experiments, the very short life, it seems. What's the point of giving them all of the understanding and knowledge on how to cook, on how to do generic daily tasks on how to survive. When you make them all past that window and realise, actually, your time is not long for this world. But also we kind of expected and knew that was coming, considering when we first saw the clones and accelerator all those episodes ago. And also for that scientist to suggest instilling shame as an emotion, why stop there? Why not give them the full bundle, give them existential dread, knowledge of what they're going to turn out as? And now that she's actually come face to face with a clone, sure, the initial shock is going to be bad, finding out what's going on with the experiments is going to be worse. But at least that uncertainty is over. You're not entirely insane, there is actually more going on. That's a consolation. But luckily, there seems to be another episode right around the corner, which could only really mean we'll be facing a lot longer with a mop and broom. Maybe some antibacterial hand wipes. All I know is it's going to get very dark. I hope you're ready for it. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. You might want to subscribe so you don't miss out the next episode, and many more to come. Get some rest. I hope you don't come into contact with many other versions of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to help fund the research to bring you even more anime and not a tool to create even more of me, consider joining onto my Patreon. And I really need to thank Sal, Electricant, Arthea, Noku, Raywin, Shiwan, Mecha, Matt, Stinsfire, Jennifer Rojas, Girly1234W, Kite, Saltytron, Cardboard, Dark Shadow 7899, Maurizio Lescano and everyone else. Because they really don't know what they are creating here.